Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do a quick video where I show you how to backwash a sand filter if you have a push-pull valve. So first thing I need you to do before we start this process, we're going to be expelling a lot of water from the system. Make sure your pool has enough water to cover where the skimmer inlets are, so you don't want your skimmers to run dry while you're doing this, so make sure you need to fill up any water before you get started. Second thing, how do you know if you have a push-pull valve? What is that? Well, if you have a valve on your pool system that looks like this, it has a handle, it has an open and a lock. This is a push-pull valve. A lot of newer systems have a multi-port where you can just set the handle to backwash. This is a little bit old school. This pool is about 20 years old. So let's show you how to do this. This pool in its normal function is up on my system. Yours might be different. So let me show you how to do this. So to get started, what we're gonna do, we're gonna come over here, we're gonna turn the pump off. On my system, I've got a Pentair variable speed pump on the pool. Either turn it off here if you have a variable speed pump, turn it off at the timer box if you have your system running into a timer box. But let's turn the system off. We're gonna come back over to this push-pull valve, and all we're gonna do is we're going to turn the valve. We're gonna turn it as far as we can. You're gonna notice this little metal thing come out, okay? And we are going to push it down, okay? And we're going to turn it back to lock. So again, all we did, I'll show you how we did that. So this is how it was when I found it. It was locked, in lock position. I'm going to turn it out of the lock position, turn it down, and turn it back. One point, as you're working with this valve, it should turn pretty easily. There are O-rings in this system. They need to be lubricated. If yours is stuck or will not move, you do need to pull this out. You might be able to get away with doing it as it is, but longer term you need to make sure that you open this system up, you pull this slide valve out, and you make sure that those O-rings are in good shape, and you need to make sure they're lubricated. It's actually pretty easy to do. I'll try to make a video next time I do that. Anyways, we've got the valve down. Now the system, instead of the water going normally through the pump, through the filter, and back into the pool, those valves have been changed. So now the water is going to be forced into the filter, and it's going to be forced to get all that stuff that you're trying to get out, the dirt, debris, and gunk. And instead of the water going back to the pool, we're now going to force the water out of this pipe and into the yard. So what I like to do that, on my particular pump, there's a setting that is called Quick Clean. This gives it to the highest setting and gives me the most power that I want to use for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to push the Quick Clean, and I'm going to push start. You're going to notice that the pump starts back up. We've got a little bit of a leak here on the valve, that's okay. But one thing you're going to notice is the pump is going strongly now, and now the water, instead of going to the pool, it's now coming out of this system. So that's what's happening. We're forcing water out of the pump. You might even be able to see on the video, the water's a little bit dirty. So it's gone from clear to this brown color, and that means it's working. So it's pushing out any sort of dirt or debris that we want to get out of here. Now typically I backwash my system. I try to backwash it once a month, at the most once every 2 months. Your system might have a little glass tubing which can help you. You can see on mine, I'm not sure how well you can see it. This is pretty dirty. When this is done, this should be clear, right? So as long as there is opaqueness, you can't see through this glass tubing, that means it still needs to run and the system still is cleaning itself out. So we're gonna let this run for a couple of minutes. Let's go back and check. It's been a minute now. The glass is still pretty foggy. It is getting a little bit better, but we're gonna let this run, keep running, and we'll check it at 2 minutes. Okay, it's about 2 minutes now. I'm not sure if you can see this water coming out. It is much cleaner than it was when we started. I wouldn't say it's 100% clear, but it is definitely improved. If we go back to the glass housing, I am now able to start seeing through this. So I think we need about 1 more minute. So let's give it 1 minute and check it out. Okay guys, it's been about 3 minutes now on the backwash. I'm looking it out of the water. The water actually looks quite clear. So as you remember when we started this, the water was cloudy, it was dark. Now that water is running clear, which tells me most of the debris and the dirt has been taken out of the filter. That's what we want. Let's check this glass housing again, or the glass tubing, which helps. And same thing, this is pretty clear. Right, so I think we're in pretty good shape here. The water is clear. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to the pump. I'm gonna turn it off. Okay, we're going to stop the system. You notice that the water has stopped coming out of the pipe. Now we're going to go back to the push-pull valve, and we're going to do the opposite thing of what we did. So when we started, we pushed this down and locked it. Now we're going to turn it and open it. Again, we're going to have this metal part facing us. Now we're going to pull the system up. All we're going to do is in reverse order and turn it back and lock it. So now you're good to go. So now what we've done, we have rerouted the water. The water should now go through the pump, through the filter, normally into the pool like it normally does. Now I'm going to come back to my filter. I'm going to hit the start button, and you will notice it might prime very briefly as it kicks back up. The water is in the pump, but importantly, if I come back over here to the backwash pump or the backwash outlet, there's no water coming out of this pipe. So water is now going back normally into the pool system. So there you go. So that's how to backwash a sand filter with a push-pull valve. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up or even subscribe to the channel. Do me a favor, if you happen to subscribe to the channel, let me know in the comments. I'd love to reach out to you personally and tell you thank you for supporting the channel. But I hope you found this helpful, and if you're backwashing your pool, best of luck.